I'm here with Peter Berry, Executive Director of the EEA, the Electricity Engineers Association. We're at your annual event this year, annual conference, and it's in its 80-something year, 82nd year this year,
Yep.
and it seems like it's been a very successful event.
Yeah, we've had a great year, great event. We've had over 620 delegates here. We've got 107 trade exhibition stands. We've got exhibitors from all around the world, New Zealand, Australia, Europe, USA. It's fantastic. It's a great opportunity to get suppliers of equipment and technology to talk with the industry. There are lots of big challenges ahead of us around things like smart grids and better grid performance and things like that, and just to have the ability to bring the engineering intellect of the world together in Auckland is just fantastic. It's been a great 3 days. Fantastic.
And in terms of the topics, Peter, what have been some of the highlights of the event for you this year?
Oh, look, I think our three international speakers have been superb. Duncan Botting, Klaus Froelich from Seagrey, Duncan from IET, Miroslav Begovic from the IEEE PES. They've done superb presentations on the challenges in their own countries and some of the debate that's going on around where the grid goes in the next 25 years. And they're the same sorts of things we have to face here in New Zealand. I mean, we're just a small microcosm of the rest of the world, and to have them there to share their visions around what's going on has been fantastic. We've also had Patrick Strange, Nigel Barber, and Mark Gatland come along and talk about the New Zealand issues. What's big, what's happening, where their organisations are heading. And that's been really insightful. They've laid some challenges down. Nigel laid some challenges down yesterday, and this morning Patrick talked about where Transpower's going. And Mark laid some challenges down as well, particularly around getting women in power and improving our safety performance. Some things that we're not perfect, but we're working at getting a lot better, and it was great to hear those leaders, industry leaders up there talking about the challenges and what we need to do about them.
Health and safety is one of those ongoing issues. It's an ever-present one in the industry. There has been some incidents in the past 12, 24 months or so. What work is the EEA doing in this space, Peter?
Well, the work we're doing is whenever there are accidents and incidents, we always look at the guidance material that we've got to make sure that we've got that up to standard. Some of the challenges we think really sit around safety culture and attitudes, and we've got an industry safety climate project going on involving 17 companies, about 1,000 workers, really looking at people's perception of safety issues. Because for people, perception is reality. So if they perceive something is not where it should be, then that's their reality, and we need to find out about that reality to find out what else we need to be doing. So a lot of work going on in health and safety. We've made huge strides in terms of improving health and safety, but the answer's got to be zero. If we're not getting zero accidents and there's zero harm within our industry, then we've just got to continue to work at it and engage our staff and make sure that we actually deliver the best safety that we can.
We've had you mentioned some gains. Perhaps you could describe what the industry leaders group that you've been part of has meant for the industry in this space.
Well, I suppose part of what we've been able to do is really give a picture across the industry of the health and safety issues. One of the challenges we've got is that everybody deals with the health and safety issue within their own organisation. And what we're seeing is real benefit in the industry getting together and identifying critical sorts of safety issues. The safety award that went to North Power that looked at, and the consortium that was sort of led by North Power, addressed drug and alcohol issues. That's a very real issue that every company has to face. And while every company probably has to implement it in terms of their own framework, having some common messages and common understanding is actually quite critical in successfully delivering the right safety messages. So that's the sort of thing we're involved in. We're trying to get national messages, national consistency around safety, and really support the companies in terms of implementation of safety.
And what about the work in power quality? I know you've just published a 3-year study on that. What are some of the key findings that your work in that space has shown?
Look, the key studies, the key outcomes of that is a national guideline on power quality issues, and really that is around trying to support companies and customers around identifying and then addressing power quality issues. More and more we're finding equipment on this that is plugged into the system in homes and in buildings and offices and out in the rural environment actually requires very high quality power. And if we don't get it, it doesn't perform. So in areas like dairying and things like that, given that the very high-tech nature of dairying, it's absolutely critical that we maintain that quality of power. The quality that's required is the same sort of quality that's now required in the inner city. So we've got some challenges there, and it's important that we learn to engage with our customers and get them to understand the challenges and get them to understand how they can help in terms of delivering the right level of power quality across the whole network.
And that's available on the report is available on the website now?
Yeah, the report's available on the web. Both the report and the guideline are available on the website. 3 years worth of study, $1 million. It came out of the University of Canterbury and the Electric Power Engineering Centre. Great that in terms of this research we actually got to involve students. You know, they're the future of our industry. Power quality is a future issue, and to have students involved in doing power quality research and getting involved early on with the industry is great. They get a passion for it, and hopefully they'll come and work in our industry, and not only that, they'll stay in New Zealand because it's an exciting time to be in our industry.
And one final question, Peter. I know you've been doing some work in the asset management space. Can you just describe what the priorities are there and what you're doing there?
Yeah, we've been doing some work in the asset management area. We've sort of kicked off 6 months ago. The issues really sit around things like asset management strategies, asset health indicators. I mean, one of the challenges we see coming from overseas is that regulators are looking at how we are managing our assets, how they're performing, how we're monitoring them. It's important from our business perspective that we look at international standards. And to me, I think it's important that the industry takes a hold of this. We need to engage with a regulator, but equally we're the ones with the expertise around asset management. And if we can work with a regulator to get an outcome that meets the needs of the industry and the regulator, then I think that's a positive message, and positive way to move forward. So that's an exciting piece of work. We've only just started. We've identified a whole bunch of areas we need to work in. We had a forum on Tuesday, a whole day, and I'm told there was a real buzz around the fact the industry really wants to look at some great work in this area. So next 18 months, it's all on.
Well, congratulations on another successful conference. We'll look forward to seeing you again next year.
Yep. Look forward to seeing you as well. Thank you for your support. It's been a wonderful 3 days, really exciting, really interesting. And if you're not here, I'd invite you all to attend. Thanks.